Well, vowing an unprecedented retaliation, Israel has targeted several Hamas force headquarters across the Gaza border. The counterstrikes have resulted in the displacement of many citizens in Gaza. In fact, there is a humanitarian crisis that is looming.
On day 6 of the war with Hamas, the IDF continued to strike back, hitting the Hamas targets. Israeli airstrikes pounded Gaza Strip as the Israeli military said that it was preparing for a possible ground operation. Over the course of many airstrikes, the Israeli Air Force struck senior leadership, command and control centers, rocket-launched sites, key Hamas financial and government institutions that contribute to its military operations. Dozens of Hamas Nukba force sites were specifically targeted and hit.
We are very cautious in the way we operate. The IDF uses all the means at its disposal in order to reduce harm to the population. For example, many resources are invested in gathering intelligence, in trying to locate the enemy separately from civilian population, in evacuating the civilian population from the center of the battle, in warning citizens, in monitoring humanitarian situation. But Israel will defend its people and do whatever it takes with an iron fist to change the reality.
The IDF is leveraging intelligence, including videos from the attack, to ensure that the IDF reaches every terrorist involved in the attacks. A senior Hamas naval operative in the Rafah brigade was killed in one such strike.
We are operating militarily according to rules of international law, period, unequivocally. But we're at war. We are at war. We're at war we are defending our homes. We're protecting our homes. That's the truth. And then when a nation protects its home, it fights. And we will fight until we break their backbone.
The near-constant airstrikes have leveled entire neighborhoods and forced some 340,000 people to flee their homes. Residents hid for survivors from the rubble of collapsed buildings hit by an Israeli airstrike. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Well, as the Hamas continues to threaten the execution of Israeli hostages in the garb of fighting the Israeli military, according to Israel, families of about 97 Israelis are believed to be in Hamas's captivity.
1,200 people have been killed. Over 2,500 are injured, and then there are more than 150 people who are missing and believed to be held hostage by Hamas. The Israeli army has notified the families of 97 Israelis believed to be in Hamas captivity.
אנחנו הודענו עד הבוקר ל-222 חללי צה"ל והמשפחות שלהם שיקיריהם נפלו באירועים הביטחוניים החל מיום שבת.
Israel Defense Forces also said that families of 222 soldiers had been notified of their deaths.
אנחנו מחבקים את המשפחות השכולות, מאחלים החלמה לפצועים, ונכון לשעה הזו, משפחותיהם של 97 חטופים עודכנו. אנחנו מודעים לציפייה ולחוסר הוודאות בו מצויות משפחות רבות. אנחנו מנהלים את המתח בין אמינות, מהירות והצורך שלנו להיות ודאיים ומדויקים, לפני שאנחנו מבשרים את הבשורה הקשה מכל למשפחה.
People of other nationalities were also not spared in the attack. British relatives of people reportedly taken hostage appealed for their release. The helpless relatives failed to hold back their tears as they begged for help to find their families.
What's kept me going, my son have one grandmother. I want him to be with her for his next birthday. What keeps me going is that every one of these people, where you call them, you might look at the picture, they are family. It's people that wiped my bum when I was a baby. They teach me how to swim and how to do 1 + 1. I know each one of them. We grew up like that together. It's a very, very small community. From the age of 6 weeks till the age of 18, we grew up together. We saw each other more than we saw our parents. People listen to us now because we were in pain, which is paradoxical, because we're saying the right thing anyway. Love should always prevail. Faith should always take over. Good always should be before bad. Don't listen to me because I'm in pain. Listen to me because I am absolutely right.
52-year-old Sharon's parents were taken hostage by Hamas terrorists.
Let's really stay on message, because there's something that we can do here. There's so much I cannot do. I cannot return, I cannot tell my father to take the ambulance that came to see him on Friday night to the hospital, because then he would be safe. I cannot do all of this. And I cannot do anything for the dead, and I cannot do for the burned, and I cannot do so much. I am totally helpless. There's one thing I can do at the moment, and that's sit here and tell you, do anything you can to bring these people home. Let's stick to the message.
Meanwhile, speaking in Jerusalem, Israeli president claimed that the rescue teams removing bodies from villages after the Hamas attack last week found signs of torture.
The injuries that were found on the bodies of the killed, the people, the removing teams, the rescue teams, which I met in the last 2 days, mostly in Sderot yesterday, found signs of torture on the bodies like anything they've ever seen in their life, and some of them are for decades dealing with pains of war and terror.
Israel has pledged to topple Hamas after its terrorists stormed through a border fence on Saturday and massacred hundreds of Israelis in their homes, on the streets, and at an outdoor musical festival. The war has claimed lives of 1,200 people in Israel, a number which is likely to increase. Bureau Report.